Hello, I am Samantha, and today is another Bowspring Breakdown. I'm going to share with you seated side twist. When I first learned seated side twist, I didn't really get it. I didn't feel anything. Well, the reason I didn't feel anything was I was hypermobile and I was pretty much just collapsing into the pose. So you've got to maintain some level of integrity to this. You can't just collapse into it, or you're not going to feel it or get the benefits of it. One of the really good benefits of this pose is it separates the vertebrae and it separates the ribs from the hips. It gives you integrity so that you can twist without throwing yourself off. So maintain that hug around the bone. So we're hugging gentle tone around the bone as we go. Another cool thing about seated side twist is it is a good transition from one pose to another in the bowspring. So it's good to know this one, have it in your repertoire. We'll start getting into seated side twist from all fours, and then we'll come into crouching cat. So come into all fours pose. Simplify your all fours. Broad shoulder blades and collarbones. Let your low belly and your neck just release to the floor. Gentle engagement and your wings and your root system. And then we'll tuck our toes under, lift up to a crouching cat. Breathing wide and long. And then I'm going to take a twisted cat right, so toes and knees will swivel towards the right. The right foot will go flat. And then I'm going to take the left foot, you can't really see it now, to a hero foot. I'm going to hero and fiesta flare. So I'm tucking the toes under, but I'm not collapsing the heel towards the floor. All right? And then I'm going to sit the butt back and behind me, lowering the left hip to the floor, closer to my feet. Okay, that's how you get into it. Now, one thing that might happen when you went there, so this is a common thing that happens, instead of sitting back and closer to the feet, people push their hips forward and sit closer to their hands. And this is why when I first tried it before, I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, I don't get it. It doesn't really do anything, all right? So you might even sit off of your mat. You're sitting behind you. And I'll show you later what it looks like from the front. But I'll reach behind. There's an inward curve in my low back here. And this right hand, you can keep it in a spring hand here. It gives you a little more force for that twist. So my hips are totally going one way and my ribs are going the other. This is a big twist and it may be a little too intense for you. So you might pull this right hand back and lift it into a dome. And that's a little less twisty, but still totally feeling it. I'm hugging a tone around the bone. All right, and then we can add a little arc into this. So we'll take the right hand to an ecstasy or a headrest. And a headrest is gonna enable you to really push your head back, so you'll have some feedback there. So we certainly don't want to have the head forward. When you put the head forward, the tailbone tucks as well. So the head is going to go back. The throat is open. And then once here, you can start to lengthen the right side ribs and tilt. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Okay, keep that pressure of the head into the hand and use that to help bring it back up top. So we're going to lift the head up and forward, and then float the hips back. Good. And then touch down dome to spring, and we'll do it on the other side. So check out my feet when I'm doing that. You'll get to see what I've got going on there. So I'm going to take a twisted cat left. The left foot goes flat. And then the right foot, I'm going to hero, and that's what I just did, tuck the toes under, and fiesta flare. So I'm not going to let the heel collapse. That's not a fiesta flare. I'm going to hug the heel inward. There. Yeah. And then I'm going to sit the butt back behind me and a little bit off of the mat. There we go. And just to make sure, I like to slide my hand here. Yeah, I got it going on. If you got it tucked under, you're not going to get the same benefit of it. You're going to be like, oh, Sam, I don't feel it. Not really doing much for me. Open the belly. The groins are deep. Throat is open. And you can dome that left hand here And just rock your hips here, and you're gonna feel a lot. This is where you're gonna open that waistline, separating earth from sky. And then you can take the left hand to headrest, lengthen the neck, and then find an arc. Wow, that's really good opening there. Good, and then you can keep that head-hand connection. This will actually help you come back up. So I'm gonna push my head back and my butt back at the same time, and it'll look like I'm floating. See? Touch down. Good, and I'm gonna show you from what it looks like from the front. So you'll see, if you do this in a mirror, you'll know that you're doing it right. So, seated side twist from the front angle. Okay. Getting up here, putting the toes under. Alrighty, and then I'll take a twisty cat right, hero and fiesta flare, and look, you can see my butt is over my left shoulder. If I tucked it under, it wouldn't be visible. Okay, feet are working here. Sit the hips back down behind me and see my butt is still visible there. And that's where you get that separation. That's where you can open up the spine, open up the ribs, really feel it. And then I'll float up other side, seated side twist, left. Sit the hips behind you. Wow, that feels really good. Very well done. Thank you for practicing with me. If you have any questions about seated side twist or any pose, please feel free to drop a comment or send me a private message. Thank you for watching. Namaste.